Minister of Finance at the budget echo to ja a church and some bebre say and they Ghana will share is it to Yena say ni say ni be na mo ya to say o share Ghana exporter atra import and on then a drive because if we are okay if we are exporting more than importing and then probably oil any gold no then mom ye importing more do Dr. Domfe ajo any ewa homa so yen share na yen no ending comot doc economist at University of Ghana. Doc, pacho machi o me da so wa join here.
Me na be ma mejo so.
Doc, me just say we budget about to for 2024. Me sure so wakum. Who saying as an economist?
Yo, me na be ma Nnawotwi na me ntia wahwefo Nnawotwi for ene memenda no pay. Na me kan se budget na this week finance ministers and I already na or the church last year na economy ne ko ahunhia mu pa the year 2022 yenyina yenim cedi na ho den no against dollar no ba form ema amansan jaso so petrol bo ko soro ti ko kan ni enu bo mu na je petrol bo aye gene petrol bo so yenyina yenim se transport bo ko soro transport bo ko soro na me nyina bo ye Chomani mutsaye den jebera 24 November last year na yensa na hine or present the budget for 2023 no or the name be etu kwema or friend economic recovery plan ya na ahunyi asa atem na Ghana wo mu no or the 2 year nim say obeyen hihye obekọ ame IMF obeyen hihye obeyen hihye obebusi de no ho bai obeyen hihye obeyen say growth so so especially at the real sector na etimiama yekomadwe yakakra eti say yereya this budget no finance minister ekekan semfie bi a odi tuudwa 24 November last year say aye juma na nema na de bo na aye denden di ana na okoto na ade tia na edi bi atu bebrebe no say na esi odi tu yanim say you France no afini be kwa wie no na de bruni fe no inflation no na akosura kudu 54.1%. Eya wo ha mu ntitimu aduonum nan akiri po baako na teze we abakotem ekonfie be se aduonum ne bi etwam ne yen 3000 bida teze ekosuru yi na enano finance minister de tu yenim se nyame adawroma tabia ye kase at the end of October inflation at Siaba 35.2%. Eya wo ha mu ntitimu aduasanum akiri po mienu ya de umu an say within the last 10 months the inflation a drop about 19 percentage point. Is a choir any mambo for 52 the can 10 no and a brand new Africa cra Amagana for Ekumadre kakra chance the next year or Afra no Tibi no so okay can't say be about no the two jar if you say dollar biblibani as I declare and send just so ecoto petrol bano or abaye such a move and say auto good ya offend good for oil na or the good no was when you much near could the Bank of Ghana to 17.79 something tons ya na nya adewa ya mu dia to petrol ni bebebe and I'm said them $5 ni bebebe men kwa man send just so petrol ni de gold no boa dollar ni ntino ama dollar na e bia ya ni edi mi kan tentem ko Bank of Ghana aswe so ekokoje no amasa intentem so abrasi am dollar no ejina ya na wo hwa about 12 cedis $1 ejina che ye ninti no na petrol amansa ja so ma ensem ejina ye ninti no ama ne petrol no e bo na dafa akwama almost some time now no won't say a driver for is to say yento am akatie yento femu intinansa kwan so ama niema na no bo no cost 10 no ejina kakra is the budget now or the two jano onu the answer to dini aminkunimdi budget se meka ni ya it is me ye huma and pinching kwa afransa ni na yisi if I end dollar nene man to mu bebre ba na emu Ghana ame atimemu fo no ene ase abrewa yi makwa mama ene ma timi ayeyi kakra and I'm starting na Orito Ghana for any on the office and they were dinkum ni mo hwese de ntokwa chanya last year economy ni face here no we compare this year there and na ye be kan say inkunuma ara na Ghana edi timia the tougher no na me kan fa budget na ye ready here.
Okay, na what nsem mo say the current account attend positive at 1.1% of GDP at end June 2023. I say a money muscle from a deficit of 2.1% of GDP at end December 2022. I say Osha no so a trade balance improve to a surplus of 2.6% of GDP or end August 2023 from 0.7% of GDP surplus at end December 2022. And I'm not saying Brofo Bebrebe not saying.
Yo, Brofo Bebrebe no ba kuna edi akire no and na time our friend and then we na wo kan ho asem. The friend no surplus no. T surplus no. Me na be mo to the bia na ka say economy em fada ko pe na e build ya na e yenhihye na wo de betu kwa mu. Na yenhihye no timi yeye na etimi ejina na dache ama etimi ama nchirima ho ato. Ye China around infinities na China e ye o mana say ye kan mana hia wo ma na ye de ne kan ho. So na China has become the second biggest economy in the world because omunya abusa to omutu omuboase. This is factories bebrebe. Ema China enema na nkombe krefi amanone no omucha so ya nwadin se omo ye omudie ama ne omutimi aya ama na buo mu so ama na menu mienu ye sori aye ko China ne ko fa nema eba ama China and the whole world economy we US free wa and only the second biggest. Ama me got the Ghana so no enti bia no about we be this no the name be to kwam ya ofredi bi say Ghana beyond aid agenda then next Ghana beyond aid agenda the more modern say e be improve local production e be modern na ya enema bebre banka first na e be tumi content so akwa ma no nya akoto no mo ma ye mo modern na ye nje ne ye ni aye Ghana ha nti o mu di factories bi akaba ba ma me mo na ba so bia fiscal nkoma breso no ihu abadi a waba wo the industrialization policy aye na agenda etimi amana etum mpon e wo mu se a consider bi ewo ta na montu no me ka 1D 1F no so me ni abema aye adwuma pa ya me a bidi hu adanse first cement system and the factories ni bi tomato ya and the first ni nke be ko Italy akofa ni nyina no ko breku mu a your factories o ha tomatoes bi o mo so so ne so enema bebrebe titu na mo kakra ya me fi ze adepa na nam sa kwa no so ntino ententem so ana nke de be kwa ma no ne akoto ne ma no me uko weje he ya o factory kakra bi e mari sanitary part ene ne ma ne ma o mo de ye o mo hu yi first nanka almost ni nyina e ko factory amanone ene amanfo pia chance ye bi wa so what you say yenti ye se car assembling plant ene Toyota first nanka ubeto Toyota bi ya ji se e bi abetumi content em so ko Dubai e wona na car assembling plant no ene Ghana enye bi wo ene aya so ya ha mi nse dem stage adu ba manya ne tie se o ma ha se tonica ya car assembling plant enye no nko ye se wo makoma be 5 adwuma mini asa na muntu we ni nyina ka ho amemfa se car assembly plant kwa de he de nyini tinya adwuma papa emu over minim ye say over 165 or so factories adwuma ka first no enema nko mu produce ni no say the budget we can over 165 and factories adwuma under 1D 1F enema nko mu ye de edi anke be kwa mansan na ede yakwa akoto so ne no ye ne he ya we ne ya de ne kire say who create jobs for your people. Now we are saying no, a bebo ama buy so taxes. So they say excise tax no. Ama income tax ni pa no be factory no maduma. Aba be nya taxes wo mo so. Eno na ye bom pa ye say aba bi obe aba we ko na aba bi obebe bi aba se fa anya ma we mu kina. Ama factories ensem no yetimi aye ne ma dodo na ye di wo ye ma mu ha. Yes anya na ye create jobs for our people. Na afi so aba is quite of us ye sika e de bo a ma no. Iye nya bebrebe ne ya ntutu ni content man kwa ma no ne anko bobosia mini abema ma menka se nsie ma akoma akunsia etwam de bia ye nya de fa ni trade surplus first Ghana ya bakosem enye sa na tie Tabia nema ye fesi amanone no ya na ne bo no esombo chen ye di fie memu ko amanone. So for the past 6 years the yehu a very positive ni say Buni Beka say the import values are now lower than export values.
No, but doc, genuinely, then the drivers are surplus.
Maybe I'm a teacher. Okay. And Yama, and they defeat Yaniyam Kwaman on the Cotono. A sombu change ye defeat Amanone Eba. Na Edian, Kobasana, a treasure, and the Witney Kojaman on the Futika be Bagana change, there would be free echo. The free economy, the import on the Yamana Kwaman on the Cotono. Yet the Amansa can a cocoto. It depends be import on the Dawson. And I see the now or the day, okay. Because $1 Kakana, one of the Kwaman on the Akoto. Now, we didn't the content terms of Cotistan, see the $1 Akoton Yamabano. Now, my dollar no, and now holding an EU citizens, no depreciation. Kobasa and a Ghana, petrol workers, and will be our air channel. It's over more than a year near Ma, who be dinner, who catching with import to now. Eboa. Many of them, Mamma Minkas currently. Adeba Kwa, AD, Adia Yahunu, Ya Yefeno, surplus, trade surplus. The AD Muntin in Bapa, and the petrol now, yes, I say 2011. Now, from 2017, Bano, the same working at 2 petrol baby. And the petrol now, the Quam and Saint Joshua Cotton. So, I mean, a good day, no, yet it's me 173,000. I'm about and I had the quam amanone it too at the quam on the cotton. I consider one who say, you super to now, you fell crude oil and after channel. Yes, it's near the quam on the economy. Now, unfortunately, Yasa quam on the ecoto, I mean, you see, a Jamaica said, petrol, Edimunt in Bapa. I mean, we petrol seminal, Edimunt in Bama export no, a corner limuna. Demra import no. Ghana ye asiba na ade achi nyina na ye koyenim no ete de ye die ne odoso ye wudie doso a enam se ya na dodo de ye di ne ta free amanoni nti no ya na ehunko hia se ye import no tembe every day eno so ekosoro over the last few years no import no ekosoro de ba the rate de ekosoro no abrane ho ase nti na ama export na be ye kesi a chen ne di nti na ma nko ba da mimia enche bia no ebiane na Ghana ye di ne fiesi mu pa eyemo enche bia no na Ghana ye kramu pa ba oman pa but the name say nsan aba no the program bi by was the export for going for export something in kind program yi ya me da bia me bo agricultural minister ya office ni bo na ba so pa yura and every year akoto or ye one of the excellent agricultural ministers ayenya won Ghana no na ya na ade ben ya na ye ta to ho pe ebi ada tinchirima ebebo na baso pa papa no ba no wo de emu bi asam ehye nani so pa ya okosirem ta kopem ba bi ebi amo a nche wo de ba no aboa ma emu bi a empuntu aba mu pa ene 49% of rice that we consume no locally produced and emu so wuto mu 2 bags bia na the Ghana for di emu 2 bags bia ba ko Ghana made ye ne ha Kefumi and Omi Baby. Anna Ababo modern the BBFL combat vessel. It may be a crab by it's in a Abuama, a monocrack, first right, it's funny. Yes, funny to ye. It's local rise of the Ananka Boom. In your top, can I not to go na pay? It is a more ye dear back be our Ghana and now. It move 49 in the Ghana. And when you Abuama and Kananka rising for baby penna. Ibi anka oman population ni kon economy no enka ye bekra no ene ama ene so nka aswati but the rate anka na de kosoro no ene so dey akofom in the local production eduane sem crop production we show the last few years no agriculture sector ya dey in fact budget na chere say at the first half of the year no agriculture sector grow 6.2%. Ya yente hu za agric no it me bon homodin sa bananse nyankopon adaroma ensu atopa ensu na trading na so ense kakra di aba no so ye wo agric famu no aboa amene aduane no so abu pa ye ne ye wo krom ye wo ha ko aduane na abu tachi ma aye pro abu mikro mu de ma aye pro no one can have more than day.
Okay.
The money back. According the public transport system, Naminia, I said, I mean, a woman put it on. Now we, Kufoba, now we, I alolo in SEC, I general watch a palm, and the mom penny for market, Diana, Abaso, a general watch a palm.
Okay.
We, if you are a good, what is back car, and then you who say, not trade, if you command say, echo, and kind, 1923, and the train mean to Enkukumasi. It is a train quality. It's me, baby. My mom and I. And I go for about zones or by.
Ebema, Adriane,
what never train, a voter, so a peer voter. Omuni, and railway land, and push him, and comfort the Timan. Not the be a Diana Timan for years, and it's in 4 years, and half of 4 years. Not ten piano, a tinia back.
Okay. Doc said train never vote by line never vote and so dear training and that's so your bumpire shed da on the train the better so I don't know any bit me I say
baby I'm person on the cop. Yes, Omunian and Tentem.
Okay,
baby on person on the con
in could draw you. Doc Martin Pacho, Jinasu Mammy Namen for a year Nana Pokua or a chairman for Traders Advocate Group Ghana. Enfanumbrem ewa
secretary chairman
exactly yeah nana me kai pass na okay me ask for the correction nana pacho mo hwe budget ya ade a budget no ko yema traders there
meda wase mamencha agedifo etie Adom TV ni Adom FM ana me boa
Adom TV ani asempa
yo ni asempa mamencha agedifo etie na no pay nyina so ora don't furniture the other side of the line
me pacho doctor don't fe no
ora don't furniture na analysis no ebi okay ebi nye okay dientia ebi nye okay ni say Ghana sisie ya ewa no egedie enya attractive metizo o can be say emo people are not importing rice into Ghana now.
Dabi ose nkofo import
na Cote d'Ivoire. Madaro motemenka.
Meteo nkana na oka say o hwemu a
Ghana won free o de men so ma no answer.
Dabi da men so wano e say me correct bibia o say
importers ni nyina amugu kola Cote d'Ivoire. If you say Ghana be doing business in Ghana, no, the cost of doing business is so high. If you are rice importers are no more a be a man on it for, do not a man on it for. One di a friend said, when you a dear fanwa, a biko Togo, a biko la Cote d'Ivoire, a hockey can another person met it through. If you budget here, you're right, you know. It is there. He said, "You're a no. Your friend who na budget. It's as if we say, Juma. It's the last minute missiles. What to gum, Okofa VAT flat rate about Okofa 5% flat rate. Oh, yeah, at the end of the day, and then the cost of doing business ever cost no. Now, say Ghana for you men in a gua, and for so bena MPP abani benya. Ghana nyuma nyina gua emfaso pay eno mubenya eka mi hu ye sabin kapani de unya nyini na ye pani a udi asempa wodi inflation etinka se sei de minim ye se oman no any external debt any domestic debt no mini but emfa anibre enko bon wansra enko briukru Nana Bacho, member Mohao, or say VAT flat rate of 5%, no. Baby 15% standard VAT rate on all commercial properties. Who check in here? Pacho Tame, good for. Who check in here? A revolving, no. A revolving.
Nana Mebao, Mamim question, no. Say 5%. Flat rate and 15% standard VAT no ne ho ina bebo am
yo VAT na nkasa no e fit tentrede e be pense se bra ne hihye no omutimi hihye ni yie ɛyɛ VAT ankasa no effective trade animdifo a wo krom ha no etimi hihye ɛma yɛ dadifo yɛntimi appreciate that and otu kwan ko ba bia VAT ya no mo de chichiri kro no what you say yaka kyerɛ wo sɛ wo trase yɛnhwɛ ɛkwan yɛ bɛfa so a yɛnyina betimi agye to no ɛde aboa but omo yɛ hyehyɛ no in a way sɛ we die yɛnyɛ yama na favor yɛn na yɛtimi agye ɛto no mo sɛ nkurɔfoɔ nnwuma bɛbu kura yɛmfa ho sɛbe owura Adom fɛ gyina hɔ yi wasua nwoma yɛnso so yɛwɔ fie nyansa so ate aseɛ a yɛdidi adwuma eti no sɛ woyɛ afa fie nyansa ne nwoma no ɛtoto ho
okay nana so point ne sɛ VAT ankasa no yɛntumi administer ne yɛba me bisa sɛ in the budget or say a VAT flat rate of 5%, I be replace 15% standard VAT rate no. And I maybe as a more na moton ade. 5 and 15 no. Ne ho yin be boa mo.
Mira, se see what the aba. Betimi nyina kan ni mu tetenkra ne. Yes, your research team. Your war empanimfo a wo mo ne yetrase ekyerɛkyerɛ adadifo niamam. Ema yɛte ase hu sɛ da bi we de aban no obesisi mo. We de aban no onsisi mo. Afa no de aba. Yes, you have a trust in your pension. It is a idea. Yan Yahuni said, it's either say a judge ever coso and answer a judge ever.
Okay. A crime bench on a judge Befasua Coso and I say Ebafaswegu based on this budget.
One Gasa would to an enemy did come away. We will catch them. Oh,
and then maybe some questions.
One kasa mi nu di nkomo ohoto odo ohoto wa ka kire mi se mi ni amedia me hoto mi media mi yoki na mi hunu ba bia me de ma asem nefa asem no kura yan to sebe o mine na wo chechire uni nipa na eye tu fatie akwante ade akapo na bro ni eto aba etu di agedifo ni ekwanse ya munam so no ebeboa Nukre eye baako pe o. Nukre eye baako pe. Nyina ye nkyekere no man ni nyina yie but anya ni such a way say ono ma ofie. Na say o fa sa kwan we so ene wo mo de kira. Wo yire kura be jaw. So we don't fair doctor.
And then na money that kwan say Eba na money that coin say budget in the bebremo am fam bantia I say my disappointed.
Import is declining. What I say? Import now is declining. It doesn't help the country because also more one district, one factory. Commodities here they buy my way move the yebi. Na ye jai craft. The trade organizations, but ni item company they say that item where you the back you produce apart from a coffee juice any tissues. So
nana sa o kasa dia nana say ye mo bebre pa o sa o kra me no e de mo ho nkomoda
o
say me say o kan sa dia wan fa emo anka ho enam say emo so ye de bebre wo Ghana ha ba
emo no emo de sesi owura zoom lion ukosha farms amudi agu akwam ukọ owura aminta kando uhwe niema omo ye na enche bia Ghana betu self sufficient in rice enche enkofo awuram so no omo ye but I say sanitary parts here oka ho asem say or you VAT in every sanitary parts minia companies that produce sanitary pad or Ghana me pay our data no mun two and they can
also mundru say
omun two
mienu
yes
oh really
they can't cover production rate it mean cover Ghana ma and money bitimi use box just one in a mass or mama sanitary pads on be use no boso and e bia and omu use panty liners and can if your manufacturing cannot meet the demand of the people. Now see where you local VAT when ubwa then import no baba import no ba na Jimmy aboden our portwa. Yeah, the better so am omotia. And the local manufacturing sanitary pass per minute check am America. Eco share manufacturing plants. Eco Belgium. Eco share manufacturing plants. Eco first year sanitary pass. Some companies in one they don't meet that standard. If you say a delicate thing, oh yeah, you need a lot of technology. And you 50 years now as a sanitary pass. There is a lot of research. Who call those factories now? Me ameni makohubi. So it is a beya. Yen say you too foot to Ghana for any ya politics.
Aden na to say enam se mo kra ne ba Ghana ntino say ye bibia ma companies or mo produce o Ghana ha. Mu hu say e ade be boa.
Minia enyima no si bone. A car men kono. Ti say me can one district one factory. A car men kono nanka omam yehunu niema ye o Ghana ha nyina. Because Open Traders Advocacy Group Ghana ye target for. Yen kwani ye what data. Efa identify ye imports. Ye tunto bodwa ye wa beka even street vendors. Etino si ye niema bi wo kromo hanom a. Enka anya den say a befro munyina ka tom say fenye kro obi anko sa factory we would direct the traffic to the factories. Ye trade ma ababa we deputy minister for trade Dokua e ka say Dokua mo ma ye data no na ye timi moa no man no apepin semino ka say ye live at the crop pot here one day says one factory no e produce e ka mi hu ye moa ye a friend say product fair. No one is our product in ready. And the pictures of the product set by Intimidated. Our Ghana, which I am directing this tax to Ministry of Trade. Anka, where ya now commodities are used to Ghana and Dawson. So I can say, and a Ghana for also Andrew and death. Ghana for Andrew taste. It is a whole year because you rely on imports now. So now the bar on top. So there was challenge with packaging. Make I say.
Well, Nana, you didn't come here no. My check companies are on sanitary parts in Ghana now. Ora Roland Sefako, our head of medical devices, or FDA. Added to just say. Your companies miensa more sanitary pass our Tame free zones enclave. In Tanya Krani or miensa mo. Some more call any request come more. I'm sure once more them request and more increase production no. Also you can still be in business while almost all business. So taxes are more if local manufacturing no could benefit monso.
Me da say and check member back or crab biscuit. And on my biscuit company, be me money thing. On my order. Almost had in the Sika brand. Almost had in the Sika brand. One district, one factory, no, yen support to sa call no. If it's a Exim Bank, actually, a before Sika airport. Now, on what could this Sika no, yet one district. In the media, the call to us. Say yes, support to Ghanaian industry. No, we are number one. We are ready and ever ready to support. But a penifone di ani nu say sabi manusi suminaso. Yan kwasi afo. Sabi. Yan kwasi afo sa. So no. Sa enwuma no musu ene broni ne tre. Mimi amitia bibre mu ade na no. And penifo actually nyansa I say empantra Ghana. If you say momano economic books ebeto nyansa for Ghana ha. So I say etino dia yesra say senka ye kan and anka local production etimi meet demand no a minia enka me na poku na say me sha chenche na me di animu ba do ma kon. Hwe me ni what you know. Na me ya do ma opa adwoada. Bra, me do ba ko importers ni nyina. Na ya hwe wo mo volumes. Omo kraba. Any free zones on production. So no. In such a way, say we are not Ghanaians. Me too quite crana me chana me hoshishimi. Some person me back Ghana. If it's a harm from a pa, your environment in your polluted. And from a power cream. And a bio, we is kaka crabia. What do you mean did you define? What I say?
Okay.
Just to say binyabi.
Okay. Nana. And tomorrow na taxes are not come pese yet so airport number so is that what it is?
Yes, and your nuisance taxes be on ma. And we here. Now your crowd and here suggest to say that is for a way. And COVID-19 tax no. Here the for near present going through. But actually I'm a people who say you to me the Ghana health services and I say yeah the insurance move from the NHIS for now. Omo a control sa problem na ye nua no muwo ye papa no muwo no so no etia no kra no ye meetings no I say the phone nyina agya tuntine na ye ka so omunyifi no senko ye kwa no dane no ye ni bebi sa enken hage mo age e-levy ebe pem se bra mumu akonta o sai ade taxes ene nam ye kwonwachi I did do of our population in parliament and Tama margin.
Okay.
I did do yes, huh?
Yo, Nana Pachobati, Mamma, Dr. Don Fembrem. Doc, into the phone now. Am I disappointed, Path? He said, we said, you'll be over and cause our buying here into me. Who say then I was about to me.
Mama, Mintia. I mean, we an interview this day. Now, Miss Fema Ghana for my main can say, you will go na ye beer, and yet young con ye and fem free, you some American, they don't Americano. Ayana in your book, Massam. You know, Catemi, a senior research economist. Ewelego. Yeah, the senior research economist, na me, no. And you said beer. Menka me bo mi tirim ene ka asem ana asem enye me bia esi e book bu na makobie mu wo ba library na me ka se film na enye ma esi for Ghana ma menka se e fa adwuma sem e wo Ghana adwadie ukọ aboso kana papa ne se friend no aso on ye Ghana good as a vice president me kan di ni ya no de boatina obedi adanse a kire wo se me aboso kansem nyina nim de bia kwaya omuniema omukra omakwansidie bidi mudwuma sua ho ne ma pa yewura guta president Dr. Momoami Dr. Obin Dr. Obin
Joseph Obin
ha to ho ba bi na of na dwuma wo me sori ametina so itimi ko chan office e ma wo kire me niema nyina de asi so what you say enti anza na obeti me so me kasa no sabe na nye school nyansa nko fie nyansa na papa ne kan wansam na eno ne what is happening about Ghana no the dim amintin ba pa obalegona in economy department be am on the Federal Center for Social Policy Studies ya hono de ne say atimamufuo ansetinam se adwadisem Susanso boni be benya wo atemamufo so eso niema na misua na ye ka bibi se import na eswate no enye rate na eswate volumes no de ame esonte niema e ba Ghana no figures no wo ha na me bobo achero obo nze ko na nim na emum the rate ananka import no de be kosoro no eno na abre no wanse at the same time export values no so ekosoro enna na me dika acheche na mini abema yi kan say Ghana akonsider we ntino amanfo atwa mani ko amanfo so na yesia ngoma no ekofom kusua ye esie e ma ye mu bi sha se e dede say de na Cote d'Ivoire sensemeti aba ho Togo asumdie se dani wa ban into an amount na ontiti ta import and taxes no so So the be encourage foreigners, especially omo mu be fa na makobo kan na ma ni ade no. So mu fanfa na ba nya ehun to bebrebe. Ye ni abai kasa ya ma abai e de ofe yo. Ebeka 2019 I mean benchmark values about the tea near money should be 30%, it be 50%. Then you know I mean Omemu. Now Sunday mana abaye no so. Ye won research won say they not buy Simupo no wo we chi no adwuma. Simupo no na ebe mi ye ni kai say what is the benchmark values so and ye adjudifo no omu koyom ne ma report na so omu nya no fo a eso omu tone a omu tone no fo ye di etire hu se aba titi sa etu sa na mo ni nyina no adjudifo no niema na no omu de ba no omu titi omu niema no so di Ghana fo hu se ya titi niema so ye nyina o Ghana ha wa no so ko aboso kan a o ko hu se 2019 no papers bi anu ofa na ya titi shi and said that anya adwuma papa ya adwuma kura na ene ye kakra bi it wasn't significant ye won research ye hu di see eti aban hu se adjudifo no taxes na what isu bebrebe ni nyina no sabi omu no apokete dodo na ebia enye omu nyina emom omu accident tiniema no so de na ye hwehwe no bio eniema na nanki ya se anka ba ye sa na be attract more people amu de omu niema afatema no ama abayenya more in and so I said that any movie.
Okay.
Now utu sa na mo so no you were working against an AGR because the one Saturday we say the Kokotna and UTV so Dr. Obin etia Dr. Joseph Obin ha and AGI omusuma omupanyini ba ko no so
okay do go name
meba mi
mema wa wi ho then so ayi kakra bi aba ha sisi a o say tumi twa ho ba nti gina so mema wa wi point no na mom yemfa we ntum tel I say game park na ekofa omonso enei omodro no ebrel bi monso ni da kwan hwe se ometumi adi bibia na nti yenko game park tel ye ba ye da so hwe economy be wrap up sami je mfisi ba badwan ne ye na yetumi atwea nkomo twetwe so on the budget 2024 on entra. Well, about 6 minutes after 9. Yemfa Orasa Mijemfi, or a National Communications Officer of the NTC. Yenano Embremani and share NDC for perspective on the 2024 budget. And found Shawman's alternative or more. Sorry, Marching. Yeah, we have a code there.
When Yamigo Sushai, Jaya Tinkum, na Katremada Budrim Namujadi, Mwefusan, India. Ebekase, Ebeneza, Yamidia Druni. Omaino ena enyema jensrepe enyema essay ama ahokyere ene abenedie ababeto ye nyina yeso ba de won kwan die yenim nyame na yura John Dramani Mahama esanso aba ne ma yetoso mienu die ye wani da so mihu a chese wo ye
me ho ye o da okọ ayi
wo adwuma pa
okọ ayi friends school go ya de so ehim for go say Harvard.
Yeah, Harvard Kennedy School. That was last year, baby.
Yeah, exactly. In China.
Ta frame. Ta frame. Comrade here we be. I remember abaso when we were powerful. Mudi Juma so my Ghana pa. We very versatile. About bro for our share, very cheap program our share. I mean, that's very impressive. Yeah, that was we Juma so Mudi na. Yenchia ahefo ne tifo nyina so.
And this is someone ya kasa nkunim budget na nyankunim die.
Oh,
enye
ni eka. Potokasem no yaka bibi say actions speak louder than words. Okay. Nti enye de obi de na no fafa ebeka achew. Say budget we nkunimdie budget na we say wudi akire. E wo say odo budget ni mosuko. Na hwe nsem we wo mu no. Na hwe se nkunimdie bi wo mu a. So ho. De to so mienu so yese kwatre kwase obema ntuma tie ne din aban we enye budget a edikan a odi akomra hye bedwam ana odi abeto omanfo animini omumfie nsum ekonwotwe mu no mu we and we ni budget etwato a as aban omode ebregana fo de edikan a eba ye de toso mienu eba ye de toso miensa eba ye de no mo kafa ho ne wi akire no de ne kusie wohwɛ saa nyema mienu ya maboso ya obehu pefe sɛ budget we ɛyɛ budget tantan budget bonia ahokyere a yewo mu sesei no ɛbɛma ahokyere no so ababeku ye kura. And that is why our NDC for the year say this budget is a bye budget. It say a few we be kɔ na wie ye no na Ghana fo nyina omo nyanse san omo adwen no ma se so omo adwen say MPP Akufuado bawomi amamu enya amamu papa oma be bi omo nko na jo mahama ene NDC amanyuko emra me siesie oman no ne yenye nyeme ye hwɛ 2017 wo krom ha ena finance minister Kenuforiate ya oni bawomi omo call parliament omo so omo the budget wanwaso bi aba ensempa nko ade wo bi friend asempa budget so okay 2018 omo free asempa budget omo so adwuma pa budget asempa budget no na ensem money nko a adwuma pa budget ye hu adwuma bia omo free adwuma pa budget omo se impuntuo budget so a ye hu impuntuo bia omo free impuntuo budget omo se nkoso budget so a ankosi aga ye ko ye chi omo free nkoso budget afedi omo se agenkwa budget na wo di asempa ba 2017 ena 2018 wo di adwuma pa ba ye ena 2019 wo di impuntuo ba ye ena 2020 wo di nkoso ba ya enka wo ba beje yankwa 2021 afri di mu wo beje yankwa afri nkoso mu so
2020 no ai covered by the year kwa chi bebre
masa na se neje be pepa adwuma pa no pepa asempa no pepa mpuntuo no pepa nkoso no pepa bia
from 2017
okay yanto aso from agenkwa omodi obatampa ebae obatampa ne kosi sei enumu eno mo ka so mo be ye bibi e friend obatampa project obatampa case me da se na under obatampa case no program kakraka bi wo mu a ye friend you start
so san kan budget
na you start no mo de be mani pa nko 1 million adwuma me hia wonkai e mama for budget obo so okuru mu a 1 million jobs na way
me kura na ye me target say me apply
we apply bi so you start na way intin kofo we ya trofo a no kure me ka Kenuforiate bawomi anom no no kure se ni omonum o ma sheda ko school akwa specialize wo kwan e fa so di atro
no but
slogans
say no ma say ka say you start on ba be start because when him say in 2020 o kan say na ye ho akyere me ye kwa IMF kra interface no more dedicated can ba in 2024 I don't know
minua we say o ba be you start
yes
2022 afena ko na wie ye you start na wanye
ahokyere ba
afi ufi say Ghana for ye uhuru yanim kosoro ntini ye beto aba wasan so abehyepo oba be you start biem no we create 1 million jobs so these are people
omo ye be
the omunim ya ne say ye ntwa tronda da nipa two slogans
omo ye be onwa omo tumi ye you start
omo be see so akoma hye ma that's my point aban we onim dia create 1 million jobs aga baby ye woni wa betena konwa so emfie nsuni sika nko a ababedi wunsem eye gold sika oil sika ye koko sika ene besi amabo over 830 billion cedis total revenue that has accrued to these people. John Mahama betna so 248 billion total revenue. Ye hunyuma pa de ye. Wenya 830 billion. Hwe baby ene Ghana ye ka adru. Omo ba no. Omo se yetisika so ekom de enya za no mo kan.
Yeah.
Ghana yo nyame man onyame ehira ye wosika bebre ba womia wo se ma ye adwuma wo Bank of Ghana da in opposition Ghana ehia kra se bobosia the money is here wo se akwan kra no ye jeje toto wo ya akwan so ye betimi ya akwan wo Ghana nyina ehia se bobosia wo ngai hwensem da wo mo ka kire ye ene wa betena konwa so wenye sika bebre bewe adwuma na wo se wo de ba ma memo ane maba wo enya bia ye no e wo hefa budget yo makwa kan sisi yi kire me de pa na wom potia e de adwuma ba beba ade a ye de show mo nse bia o ma se no de akwa akire so many years hwe omoba na me kan ye ka ho asem eno kra na eye me ya because opanyi bia no se wo bedi akonwa wo fie bi mu na wo ba de wo ye ne se wo di ejapade a wo fie ho so ho se wo bebo besia kra wo je besia na wo de ye bibi papa bi a abusuanfo benya so mfaso na nchirima so aba beto edi so mfaso Sana abusua panyin bia na opanyin bia ye be jawade no sa e na se wo dwen wo ma wo nananom ni nchirima ho a de wo se wo ye no oman panyin jo mahama e ko na Ghana ye ka ye de nyina ye 120 billion sa 120 billion no
128
no 120 billion 120 billion ni eye e ka aban ahodo from Kwame Nkrumah ebesi jo mahama so mo bode to ho kutuka ne afifa de ka ho Akufo-Addo papa ni buzi ade ka ho Dr. Hilary Liman JJ Rawlings nom ye papa Kufo ye papa Tamils ye papa Mahama mu nyina besia omoka na ye 120 billion MPP force omonti bi da adana John Mahama bob besia sa.
Okay, so it was 122.6 billion.
That is what they reported. But the controller and accountant general and the auditor general reported 120 billion. Oh, the upper cry for 122 billion. Upper cry used to that. 122 billion.
Yeah.
Meaning, all governments from Nkrumah to John Mahama 122 billion. Ya no say oh, omunti bi da John Mahama Bob Besian dodo. Or you incompetent. Unima mamu and ye say papa yidi and Ghana for 2 abetia. And Ghana can I'm saying. You came 575 billion. What the economy with the CSA? IMF one World Bank for say and fan kahwa. Cocoa board ka SOEs ni na ka de kahwa. O we came 600 billion.
What the aim for official figures 575.
And no your central government debts. Bank of Ghana report. But they say you won't share IMF program muno. IMF program say cocoa board. Enya China for the Ghana for there. Inti cocoa board for the kano muntu ya Ghana ka yen fan kahwa. Onte what is that kind nyina aka ho a ye twam 600 billion na just omonko ano omo de ye ka fi 120 billion to 600 billion, an increase of over 480 billion ebro sample and na e ka men Ghana yentimi ntua ye ka oman no adane amanfo okwa mansa bia so bia amman nyina kokobo bosia na ya pamo Ghana free ho se ma yensi wo biem se ye beje besia because ye je besia yentimi ntua eti ne omo mabo Ghana my besia tie ne including ankrankre pensioners ono gina ketua kakra o say me de bo aban besia na aban tuansi hu ni ma me boso me kakra me de atonuro bi anom e de ahwefie e de ahweme halfa no omu nyina aban ne say omu sika omu de aman no ontumi ntua enye so ontua wu ba ontumi ntua sika ni nyina ahye
also ontumi ntua na ne enti na omatwe mu
na ontumi ntua eti yentwim 10 years masa wo de sika 1 million cedis ama aban this year na was aban do sika ma aban say or the 10 years they betua 1 million ama by 10 years time now 1 million 1 million
na ba no just ashe o kasa ashe
say because adia and 1 million betumi aye no 10 years time entimi nye half the time value of money was am the year kama ensi hu so e was say ode man wa ye coupon a only one sign krata say obetua 20% na dia ma no is also wa chemu ama haircut obema 5% opaje asem we wo ye wo to we me awani afi be wunyini sa what asem we mpanyin sem epe ye champo abre so panyifo manimu a na bibi sa si ye no kra na enye ye ntumi ntua o ye ntua ye wo sika no ba ye say ye ntua we de ye ntumi ntua o man na bo masa me no kase all the sovereign credit rating agencies omo na ka bibi fa wo economy ho a ehye investors in crime or multimedia musica ba wo man obi ase Ghana economy na da ne ball economy
obanse na say Fitch
CCC still junk CCC near junk
every junk about
you say you koda agatem and they see Africa gatem aba ball am there be who free gatem ba ball am
but there's an improvement
masa who free gatem John Muhammad ma o economy na economy ni B minus
yet ase
B minus no and you say John Muhammad onima mamu e de to abetia no na wo de free B minus akọ CCC wo so fa so ne say masa na me no kasa hwe dollar o se kasa enko na mamu nku penyifo se wo de wa no don nwere bi ngo timi gina simpie so in opposition and na Ghana for ya mobodo Akufo-Addo or say in the time of Kufo 1 cedi $1 in the time of Mills Mahama 1 cedi 2 cedis $1 na so no ye atamels ha nka obepa Ghana for ache say wa $1 do 2 cedis na wa resign o ka say we 2012 and the dollar say a free start 4 cedis na ye dija wo no e twem 12 cedis last year November dollar console could do 17 Ghana cedis. Nyame na make what kind budget we mu can over attack
na banachi. So there's an improvement.
Hey, masa na 12 cedis no ya asem ketwa.
Oh no.
Mami chairman ya what ya car someone na bra so.
T. Osi na 17 about 12. Improvement in mem.
Improvement abam. Na obi say dollar do 2 cedis inti was at Tamils no John Mahama resign. Na 12 cedis need 2 cedis there na.
How can say there but
you see if you don't know what this means what the be diagro I mean can be intro what this means and say John Mahama breso na nyema say kra you say nyema mu aye den na dollar ye 4 cedis no in fact there was 3 cedis 80 pesos but the man found 4 cedis simple now we pay $10,000 from forex bureau and a black market ako amanoni ako kra nyema ba $10,000 they only have 40,000 cedis titisika no 400 million. And they are dollar ye 12 cedis no. So we pay the same $10,000, $1 kranga. The same $10,000 no and I will pa. We here 120,000 cedis. Titisika no 1.2 billion. Enti amamo bonia Dr. Bawumia bu edia se Ghana sikenti no. Adi anka de 40,000 be no. And we here 1.2 billion. Mohu mienu. Enti kajo mama breso sa 120,000 cedis no 1.2 billion ke be fa container miensa be na wo betumi dia fa baako enti wo dwetire no ekita wo no ahye se na wo kita 40,000 and na wo de sesa ko $10,000 edidi bia aban wo ya hye no mohu mienu that's what it means wadwuma no agu se wadwuma na wo fa nipa du adwuma untimi mfa obadwuma biem obokwa kotena fi adwuma no agu untimi nkobɔ besia so because I know what besia wonsi ho 35% to 40%. Tell me businessman ben and a bit my besia 35% to 45% no way nyamfa.
But I mean in terms of
this is how they have destroyed the economy.
In terms of managing the economy 6-7 years how can things still be the same?
Masa yenka say nyema nye the same. But hwempompo so anyema ekononim. Say yeah and a dollar no. Oh, ebia every 4 cedis and 6 cedis bia ko bi bekasa. And na 7 cedis bia. Even though that is not what they promise. But kai bia ye bekasa kwa ye nkasa mrosa. Now what na say yare high my dollar be do 12 cedis. November 17 cedis. So imagine $10,000 analogy ya me ye kire we. Na just said that time no per $10,000. 170,000 1.7 billion. And that time no
about something about dollar then say could do 15 and could do 17
cities we say kind budget to 17 dollar I'm telling you November
page man becoming
me say you check I will we go break and now per area me pull the amount I'm telling you
because I've seen so say CD dollar depreciation September
last year me say we conclusion we be much progress no man making na last year cancel dollar no consura the dollar depreciated by 54% last year ngwa masa nya sem ketwa that is from January to November last year ngwa do you know the businesses is killed ukite CD now what the kwanso ko fa nyema your money was just devalued by 54%. What's the point I make sure na say yeah these are the people they say almost say they have the men Alaji Bawumia timi gina simpie so bobo Professor Jamba for Alan Kwadwo chairman thing akuto say Dr. Bawumia what a solid team we mu neka say if the fundamentals of the economy are weak the exchange rate will expose you no and then be edru na wo say my nkunim budget ni pe bre wako kind budget tantan we are what the taxes nko 11 billion cedis ababeto Ghana for komu 11 they are projecting in this new budget to raise new tax revenue through the new tax measures no of 11 billion.
New tax measures, man.
Oh, okay. I'll take you through right now.
Interested in
11 billion.
The new tax measures.
Now, what sounds like a politics?
Because I know, sir.
What do you want?
I know, sir, out of the total expenditure of revenue of 176.4 billion, no. Tax revenue inquiry 135.92 billion.
That is total tax revenue.
Yes.
But I'm talking about the increase.
The new
ones on about page 61, 62, 63 of the budget.
Page 61.
But I'll read the summary to you. Just give me a second. My phone is a bit slow. I'll read it to you. So me don't even say.
Was it page 61?
Page 61. from 61, 62, 63 of the main budget, not the speech.
Okay.
Do you have the main budget?
Yes.
Okay, good. Go to that. I will give you the highlights. The new tax measures never budget in the 10 year. Almost say stamp duty. What was I say? What dying? Now they call Lands Commission and register. Almost tax that are buying jail free or no boom. Until they are projecting say by increasing stamp duty, they will raise 654 million cedis.
Or more increases that can hobby also
stamp duty. Or more increases stamp duty in the budget, and they are projecting to raise 654 million cedis from stamp duty increments. Then revision and expansion of taxes on gambling revenue. Betting now. And the boys see a human you crew and no kakra no mucha no many bibi kakra dia didino. Our mother tax abeto so no. Almost sounds why expand I increase tax no. And also so projected on be raise 584 million cedis. Then expansion of entities subject to communication service tax. And also so projected so be raise 620 million cedis. Then introduction of 5% VAT on rental properties. They say who can rent it will be property. Yeah, the 5% VAT at the atoso. And withholding taxes will be tuano. And also my increasing from 5% to 15% on commercial properties. Then I might introduce a new VAT flat rate of 0.5% for commercial properties. Have a special petroleum tax at that petrol so and also so much or more expected 1 billion cedis from that. And an emission tax and plastic and packaging tax. It's in Subo Babe Costro. Say your bottle mudia, say yes, sachet water, and also Babe Costro because tax and that's no, you're increasing 787 million or more projected to get from it this year. So that special petroleum tax and also the petrol Costro and also more projected 1 billion. Car Babe Costro because they say your sister luxury vehicle tax is denying emission.
Because I
have the summary. Now let me take you to the budget.
No. Better me share now kind of.
Good.
Because my family anymore, I'm not seeing it.
I'm giving you what I'm reading is the summary of all the tax measures. This was contained in the speech that was read by Honorable Atoforsen on after the delivery of the budget.
Because speech, the minister's speech.
You won't see those taxes in the speech. The speech is just a political statement.
Okay, but
you will see them in the real budget. So real budget in Muniyamkum. Then I'll show you the pages as our tax pages in Yinawo. Because all kind of speech now on person Ghana for ebe who you to your budget. All kind no. Okay. But our budget in Muankasa, you will see what I'm talking about. Page 60 of the budget. If you don't have it, I can share mine with you.
Yeah, share it with me. I'll be interested.
Dino Naya. And now sending me BB. Send me hello, CCA. Hi.
Send me because I say who say
yes. No petrol do just send me hi, CCA, and I'm for it. Good. Only send me hi, CCA.
Because
good.
With what I have, I'm not seeing those.
Good. My forwarding main budget now.
Okay, good. That's fine.
So you call page 60, 61, 63. Ube who tax measures are omode babi gu yoko money na.
Okay, 61.
60. 2024 revenue measures. So on paragraph 266. What's 33 where?
61. Okay, what do you mean?
So from
may try home brasses here. All the documents then we can.
So check paragraph 266, page 60. Good.
Kwaba Enfa Nnawotwi adwumadie so ewo Adom TV ene Asempa 94.7. So Sami yenya statement no where so this is 2024 revenue measures. Which is page 60.
Yeah.
Now I say so let's start from 266.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, the 2023 budget presented a number of measures aimed at raising approximately 1.35% of GDP. The key amendment...
The 1.35% of GDP, you calculate it, you are getting that 11 billion I'm talking about. But you continue reading.
The key amendment to the relevant laws were passed to bring effect to a number of these measures. Government, in its quest to sustain and improve the tax to GDP ratio from the current 1.3% to
13%.
Okay, the current 13% to 18%.
So we increase taxes Ghana for you are currently 13% of our GDP. No, they call 18%.
Is it also tax to GDP? So collection
tax to GDP.
So collection can even be part of it.
Yes.
Not really.
Continue. So
okay.
We are probably first why
and non-tax revenue as a percentage of GDP from 2.2% to 4.0%.
In the 267.
Okay, 267. I'll say the Income Amendment Act 2023, Act 1094, was passed in March 2023 to, among other things, introduce a tax on gross gaming revenue to replace corporate income tax and VAT on betting and gaming, as well as introduce a withholding tax on winnings from betting and other games of chance. The Act also reintroduced the minimum chargeable income concept. Implementation of these measures, which commenced in 2023, will be fully operational in 2024. So we ordered that.
Yes, they are rolling it out. Yes. So 268.
Okay, 268. Also, Mr. Speaker, the Stamp Act, the Stamp Duty Act 205, Act 689, has not been reviewed since its enactment in 2005. As a result, the specific rate and fees are outdated and do not reflect the current economic realities, while the cost of collections have also become very high. To address this concern, government in the coming year will review the rates and fees for stamp duties in 2024. The band subject to ad valorem taxes will be expanded, while the specific rate will be reviewed upwards.
This is what I spoke about. So the rates is going upwards. The band is also being expanded. Good. So clearly, stamp duty bekosoro. Now go to the next one. All the tax measures.
Mr. Speaker, as a means of promoting voluntary compliance, a simplified tax return will be introduced as part one of
the things I mentioned.
Also, the implementation of the communication service tax is being carried out in phases. The first phase currently under implementation covers 14 entities, including pay-per-view television stations. Engagement with stakeholders for the implementation of the second phase has begun.
Yes.
And they are onboarding.
So 271, emissions there, no? 271.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, in our attempt to address negative externalities, we have noted some distortions in our application of the excise policy. The application of different excise rate for beer is inconsistent with the intended policy. Similarly, environmental excise duty does not cover plastic packaging and plastics which are also harmful to the environment. Furthermore, industrial and vehicle emissions continue to pose a danger to the environment. To correct these anomalies, government will review the excise rate on beer and expand the environmental excise duty to cover plastic packaging and industrial and vehicle emissions.
Okay, I'll be all the things I make.
Yes, but this one is to check environmental pollution, isn't it?
Massa.
Already.
So why do we pay sanitation levy? Everybody pays sanitation levy. Everybody. Me. My first degree is in environmental science. I know the polluter must pay principle. But already you are levying all the citizens with baller tax already. What you are saying? So why you because at the end of the day, this tax, who will pay this tax? If you impose it on the plastic, the consumer will pay. The consumer also not one a lorry fare now you're charging no sanitation levy so you are charging the person twice for the effects of pollution. Because sanitation levy, where the remedy is to deal with all these issues of environmental pollution and sanitation issues. So why do you bring another tax in this time of hardships? What about the Metro say? If you take your time, we will go through, by the time you're done with 61, 62, 63, we will all the tax measures in the 2024 budget.
Any new tax. I say, we review keke. Any new tax.
Whether it is new or not, they are increasing stamp duty. This emission one need the model to plastic is only a new one because it doesn't cover certain things and they are reviewing it to cover certain things from what you read. What about that metro? And there are many like that. As you go through, the reading 60, 61, 62, 63 will be a UTM I can go through. So what is the next effect, time of what I'm saying? And they say, budget ni nyem budget biya. A hochre na ye wo mu no, edibi ba beka ho ama ya brɛ more. And that is why Kenu for Riata any say obo yesan so breesu. Wo wakwa ko kan budget we are. Say ahokyere ewo mu no entimi nye bibi papa bi amfa ho na rather de ba be koso yet wo call officer asesa abadwuma yefo abegura wiem say omuntwa opuse ne ento nyom emonye wo so for what wo ye president wo ye e can say king wo ye monarch na wo ye bonyom je wo so kokolebu ha na nsi 4 million cedis nti yes renal unit e ho no omo yare kidney diseases omo kokoja yare. You see, renal units the whole Kolebu omo deka 4 million cedis per. Omo abaya enye bi ama omo ndino. It was shut down for months. Ama nipa 19 ehwede omo kwa meboa.
Say no na you be contract we need to go into and ameboa. The contract they have with the service provider.
Masa.
Why don't we look at it to
Kolebu no odiana.
Ghana dia.
It is Ghana dia. It is a card that was 4 million cedis. Na enu nti Kolebu ntimi operate. When there was the back stops with who? It stops with the government. Government is in charge of Kolebu. Omo primaries Nancy Akwabisika omo spend there. Super delegates conference. Timi to bribe 100,000 cedis to one delegate. 1 billion.
Okotewe.
Kennedy Japan. Ono o election bi the second. O contest bi ana.
Contest.
Na bomochije finsu ase be catch us odenche me wa yidi nechije. Nancy Akwa de omo ko yikakrake a nipa 200,000 over kotuye. Alaji Bawumia. So fresh 200 Ghana cedis news na Bank of Ghana for Chama buy no. On the 2022 nkwa Bank of Ghana print sika 45 billion cedis na ma buy we.
And you bezo
Titi sika 4.5 trillion. You would omo aye. Ave omo ye primaries na na be with the 200 cedis news fresh and can you nko dwom kra. Ye che obia 400 cedis Bawumia. You would nya keto akwa nya 400.
Na 200 cedis wo nya bi.
Me nya bi beto mo nya bi na be TV so be ka say ba wo mi ama ye nyina 400 Kennedy Japan de ne de yen sa
say video ni bisa say 200 cedis note into hu bi da o ka say I say na fufuro
na ye hu 200 cedis note say money in circulation be 200 cedis note na nkasa na di kan ba ye no e mo release ma wo mo mpanyinfo no ma ne ba market na banks nkro nya sika no. They are online publications to that effect.
Really?
Yes, I can pull them out to you. Banks be complaining say 200 cedis in a check system ni mo it is in circulation because these monies usually are released by the central bank through the commercial banks. We are say sika no publication and omo ko chain 400 but wo mianko ano anopa ba ko a omo to sa ba no che over 83 million cedis. Titi sika no 830 billion. If you multiply 400 cedis to 200,000 delegates now. 83 million cedis. Now we have 4 million cedis per. E de tuaka wo Kolebu. Na Ghana for mo yare nya yare hwa. Ye nya bi. Sika ne hyehye mo pass. Na say hu minister ba ko. Sika nko a you free ni dem. Oh, na ni pe bre. Na mo to party. Na mo je fans. Na mo ba man ko kutia. This is the same kind of Oriata.
I doubt the 200 cedis release of the party for the banks in here.
You show
you say
I will put them to
me papa e ban sa na obi ehun sa mpa ne aka no no kre. Go uja sa na Isaac o kan ya because won kakra say banks in here bi na politicians enya 200 cedis note na omonya bi we Nnawotwi adwumadi a wotie wo a wo hwe e Facebook no betumi agya o comment no on our wall ye be hwe na ya fa na ya kan na mo once at it ye editors ba ko e wo fi ha ochiame da kwa ene ne ho kani eye mina ampofo wo Cornerstone Baptist Church Domipila 2 ene eye na woda enti ma me mina ampofo wo Cornerstone Baptist Church Domipila 2 ho kani eye ochiame da kwa even di ochiame DJ Amuz o say awoda papa enko emma na yemfa ba ko so ma ya yenua Mrs. Marie Aziz Tunde Ameria our Twin City Radio Takrade. Ameria is such a wonderful woman and Michelle Ameria Ochiame Seminfama na me hu say ya wo de nyina join nti on behalf of AF Free Media any journalist or West Virginia no ye ma Mrs. Mary Aziz Tunde Ameria of Twin City Radio awoda papa enne okay me da so ene Sami Jemfi en ewo ha okay enti men show Sami mama mi say question was at it obi say mi say credit rating of Ghana Ben and Mills it take over from Ayekufo. I said Ghana was rated B+ with a stable outlook. NDC brought Ghana 6 steps down to B-.
6 steps.
Yes, with a stable outlook. MPP rather took us 3 steps up to B with a stable outlook in December 2019 before the pandemic struck. Now MPP also has brought us 5 steps downwards to CC+, a junk status. Their deficit is 2 compared to the deficit of 6 NDC left.
Deficit is what?
I say their deficit is 2 compared to the deficit of 6 NDC
Who
left.
sent that message?
I say, your friend George, I say Ghana's debt would have been 336 billion if Akufo-Addo had never borrowed a penny since coming to office. The difference between the 122 and the 366 is depreciation.
Now depreciation one na juma. One na juma say we making sure say seed in depreciate. Hwan ya me ana ye wa. Enya laji ba we juma no no. I'll get it for you. I'll get it. It's a running program. Okay. Just say you 2 people so when we pause, time is running.
Exactly.
But people are watching me. I'll show you to you as we move along. So Akufo-Addo catch say Mills ne mahama niamam enimamamu enuti na dollar ekosoro. And that President Akufo Abreso abrantie bi bu Akufo ma dollar eba form cedi nya hoden. Ye friend of Bawumia. Ene wakofa na ba oba be bu ama dollar aba form ama cedi nya hoden. Papa yi so ba ye within first 100 days. O say wache dollar to prison e de wonsafo akoma IGP. Na ne Ghana ka akosoro. O say Ghana ka na akosoro na nyina nya besia na dollar na ekosoro nintia. Say ne wan kasa no where you hwedi. You are testing to the fact that you have failed in managing the exchange rate. And for that reason, you are affected the foreign component of our debt. Now, John Mahama ka 120 billion and I'm say not dollar component in him. And they are not exchange rate in count. So we are talking about debt accumulation under you. And they are me cabro for do. You can't and pomponso our mine can air day air costro. Enyema bebire so na ma oman ka kosoro ebi ne besi a wobo ebi ne besi a wabo no wo amanoni sikam te se dollar euros se wan hwe wo sika ni ye na dollar ne kosoro a automatically bosi ano so be dey ebe kosoro ebi ne nsi hu a ewo besi ane ho wan manage ni ye a nsi hu nti o ka ne be dey ebe kosoro na abaya juma ne say your job is not just to borrow. Wejuma say we manage the debt. Inti na uko Ministry of Finance, uko Bank of Ghana. Ye were public debt management units wo ho. Omejuma say Ghana ye kan ye manage na de bia e wo form a wo man ni betumi aye de etua. Inti say wo bo besia bebre. Na woni mama mu so o ma dollar san so kosoro ka ho a. Na ye ka e kosoro a. Na ka ne be mene ye ne ntimi ntua. You don't have any excuse. You have failed. Jitu na ja excuses no. Inti no de any argument. Okay. Number 2, deficit ni 2%. Yeah, connect deficit rebase 6.1%. A Kosora 2020 edu. In fact, 2018 na COVID in Mayano. Deficit no was 7%. 2019 7.5%. 2020 15.7%, the highest in Africa. 15.7%. Even 2022 12%. Deficit once again. What the point I'm trying to say? The raise your card deficit is a chese be obi chi me won ti ase. E no chese. O man bia no sika sen na e ba wunsam. E your total revenue. Taxes do go sen na won se ka besia good oil hu sika wunya nyina na ka bomu anu ye o revenue sika ba wunsam. Dodo sen na afi ne be ko da wie ye no na we use di aye adwuma we dis. Yeah. E di aye adwuma. What you say? We expenditure. Say
what no efinia wonya
if nya ye ni mu ade na se dia aka akire no
I say your car
and a deficit. Yeah. Na just say o mo bra yi the wo ye ne say oji aketua 10,000 as in semtroni wo multimedia but bosome ne be kwa awie no wadi 20,000 enti uti 10,000 if 20,000 mu a 10,000 aka 10,000 na your deficit na se wudi sika on ene a de ne besi wo be bobesia
okay
you borrow to finance it. So if you want to know that the government is being responsible or reckless, look at the deficit. Omoba and omo be a friend of Fiscal Responsibility Act. And omoka so ojo ma no disika na bro so dodo. Omo de omu nisika mroso. E betra 5% of the total revenue of that year. Omo atra 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 because sika no mo fa na Akufo-Addo dia high wim shen. Now on this wabru ni team no mu dware gu yeso. Omo fa sika na.
Well, now
let me tell you what they use the money for. Which is why we are building the deficit.
How different and NDC are buying with your 24-hour economy? Ebe builded this economy as you know.
Number one,
the night economy MP before they buy.
Number one, Ekano. John Mahama had the solution about to the public debt. Also about besia ye boy hunsi hunu so no dey friend commercial borrowing or the tabo beto so imprimprin ya na wose ye jaije se ne be ya eka ne betumi abafom na yetumi ni amama ya hodo ne kasa na ade a ye friend non concessional loans eno na ya hunsi hunu ye nkete any grants eno so ye sika amama bitimi de chew no yetumi ayusu ye goodwill a ye de beba asaban foforo no akwa akogigi ne ye de aba be ye mpuntuo ebiem Joma ma abreso ye futuo bi a na ye fe no sinking fund. Sa sinking fund no. Eno enana aban no ekobo besia ye se de bia 70 ene yedi kwadu a ye jane ho no. Ye nte besia ni bi ne ye fantum fansie ma ye ni sika ni nyina prekope. Na emre so se wasi etua kana ye nyesika ye den e de etua. Ti Joma ma 2015 okobo besia wa mansedwa so Eurobond no ono wa meto kenke en wachi party te said ye kanu furi ata ne ba wumi amoye ye no oje besia ni bi no ote $250 million e to sa sinking fund ni mo se president Kofo koje Eurobond bi edikan 2007 $750 million enche emre be so ama ya ye den ye tua nti me tisika de asie emre so a Kofo besia no ye nya sika de atua so won se na John Mahama o si dwen Ghana ho o si dwen ko achiri si dwen ko kan that's what visionary leaders do. Aban we buy a sinking fund arrangement no wajai and the can we be na yaka na mene John Mahama so oba no the sinking fund na yede asan so aba the economy kana yaka no and one sem we our alternatives even on that. So the sinking fund is coming the moratorium to commercial borrowing so near focus on non-concessional loans and grants so na fe ya pasemra for the first time in the history of Ghana say they say aban bi aba o kwan say obobesia but bosia no timi tra limit bi. So we are going to put a ceiling on public borrowing. That is the sustainable way. You be to be dealing with problem we na see that say Ghana you do pompon so be yentimi ntua yeka. But
what can say the Financial Responsibility Act and MPP for year say they won't spend more than 5% of deficit then more than 5% or matra. So what's assurance say yes when you also put a ceiling we bet me this.
Masa say ne di obi a woni din nsemboni nti ne atudi no ha ye John Mahama oka woyo oka so be Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund oye foto obo bosia sa Eurobond dia American wasem 2015 or the $200 million kotum say chine bi oni wo kra ye mfa sa sika no ne amfa ma nkran nyuma no momfa enye mpuntu a be ma Ghana be yesa buchiri Ghana be yesa krabehwe enu bi na MPP fo akukuro obo dia macha ma wuntuni according to Kennedy Japan mo mo cheche ma obo party for but when your friends am true ni bi say we na ya tisika ni di bi ama no so John Mahama de sika ni jaban ni say ye mfa nye mpuntu oka so be ye terminal 3 why ene Ghana e bibiri ma to ye nyina apa airport efa Ghana na wo John Mahama nation builder ninti oka se tema port obeba mu ama adwuma ba na ya ye na abefo onyema ba ho a watimi yi ni intentem no why MPS terminal na meboa and am tema port I had the biggest port, maybe the second biggest in the whole of West Africa. Maybe a Lagos on Kwandi be try. Kakaka, many people be juma and MPS run 24/7. So time it don't matter. 24 economy. Or your 24 economy and say. And then adia ba ko ha memo ne maba wa pa ye juma ho asem. Ghana so. Yen sorentem by a dantem. ye kwa adwuma na onwotwe na onkono by no numi apon o man bia ni wa person otumpo abetuma ye adwuma sa one shift no kwa buruchira dia ma adwuma bu o ne se obi kwa adwuma anopa kwesi anwumre obi timi kwa anwumre kwesi anadwo na obi akwa anadwo abesi anopa ni nyina ne se aban no de nhihye begu akwa mu a ebema ankrankran nwuma etimi akoso nkankan ni mfidi nwuma industries and manufacturing companies na sa nyema no nwuma na ekoso na produce more for exports because aban the enabling environment na ba aban ateteteteto so wama businesses tax incentives ne tax breaks aban ebo ban anadwo so it is safe to work in Kenya wo kromu a eno be ma adwuma sa nwuma ahodo no atumi run 24-hour shifts no more run 24-hour shift no so obi ponko fia ye be fa dipa foforo
yeah
in typical example here MPS port ameka ho asemi do ma ama ne see o see any comment no and I go gapo where Ghana de na wo tetete na 5 no mapon ba do ma ama de no ye no 24/7 ye adwuma onyema fa NPS a ahomache 2 am kura betimi akla ni nipa ye adwuma enti NPS 4 run ne be 3 shifts and or 2 shifts a onwa fa nipa adwuma bebre
okay all right
baby to say passport office
Sami
o passport could you wanna wo pe o passport a why can't we get all these agencies running 24/7 manufacturing companies?
I'm sure some other time we can have time but Nicholas will work with me. Say good morning my brother. The 2024 budget can best be described as hopeless, empty and hardship one. Greetings to my brother and boss Sami Jemfi. Okay. We say Kufuor left a total debt of about 99 billion and it ended up as 122 billion at the time of Akufo-Addo coming into power. The increase was significantly due to depreciation and not real money borrowed. Okay. All right, you, Mate. On behalf of the producers...
that's about time you can announce
yeah, we know I mentioned we.
Where you suffer from? Oh, but the other many music review. It's like about 5 minutes. It's by Uncle
yeah, I'll see you to me this other program for it also.
Forward the story about the no hold on let me tell you no I promise you about the 200 Ghana cedis notes so let me forward it to you. We cry Bryce Simmons I will share on it but I'll give you more publications on it.
Okay, Bryce Simmons, Bank of Ghana's American explanation for the 100. Okay, all right. Yes.
I can give you more on that so that you know.